Hello everyone, my name is Sophia and I'm going to teach you about the very basic rule of drawing today, which is line. So in previous session we talked about the supplies, and this session I'm going to talk about line. Let's start with a line. The first thing that I'm asking my students to draw for me is just one line. Let me see how you draw a line, and let me show you what is normally happening. So normally they start drawing something like this, which is completely wrong. Of course, in some style of drawing, you can use these kind of lines, breaking lines. You are breaking a line to smaller lines to be sure that you are drawing it correct. But this is not the way of drawing line. The way of drawing line is just draw it. Okay? Sorry, my hand was not in correct position, so just draw a line. This is the correct way of drawing a line. If it's not working, if it's not the way that you want it to be, that's fine. Draw it one more time. Again. But don't break it in smaller pieces. So now let's talk about lines and how you can improve your line work, how your lines can be better. I'm going to show you some mistakes and the reasons of these mistakes, why these mistakes happen, these errors happen, and this way you can fix them and correct your mistakes. The first mistake that normally happens if you want to draw a line is this. The end of the line is going to be like this. I call this shooting line. I don't know what other artists call it, but I personally call it shooting line. It means that you are just shooting it. This is not the correct way of drawing a line. This way you can actually draw hair, feather even, eyebrows, and things like that. So like for example, this way you can draw, for example, feather, which in future I can show you how to make it better and more realistic. But anyway, these lines, it's actually more for the shading part, not for drawing part. So it's better to end your lines completely. Don't shoot it, end it. Even if your line is not going correctly where you want it to be, that's fine. Practice more and more, but end your lines. So that was the first mistake, shooting a line. But then second mistake is happening sometimes, let me exaggerate about it, sometimes like this. I don't know if you can completely see what's happening here or not. Look at these kind of bump shapes, small arcs that's happening in the line. These are I can say it's our pulse. When I totally put my hand on the paper and going very light and trying to show it again, exaggerating about it, I can have my pulse on the paper. How to avoid it? Just bring your hand a little higher. I know that at first you don't have good control on your hand, and your hand getting tired, especially from the top part of your arm, it's getting tired. But after a while, after practice, you can have a better control on your hand and on your overall arm, so it's going to be way easier. But if you want to avoid this mistake, you have to know that if this part of your hand, if this part of your arm connected with the paper, you're going to have more and more pulse. So bring it higher. You may see some of the artists, when they work, they just bring the finger completely high and draw like this. which is absolutely correct. But why I'm not suggesting it, because my paper is flat right now and drawing this way, it's very, very hard. But if you're working on an easel, so it's better to bring your finger out and just work like this. Again, in the future, I'm going to show you more of that technique when I'm working on easel, and I can show you exact way of that. But for now, just to practice it, just bring your hand a little higher than the paper. You don't need to completely bring it up, because your hand needs some part to rely on it, and then you can draw. So now let's go to the next mistake. Next mistake is normally for longer lines, and normally it happens when you draw a horizontal line. And let me see, where can I show it to you? Again, I'm going to exaggerate a little about it so you can see. These lines, well, that's too much exaggeration, but something like this, okay? This is happening when you are moving your arm from elbow. This elbow is going to be the middle of the circle, so you can see that you are actually drawing a curved line. If you want to move better, correctly, try to, I know that it's not 100% possible, but try to move your arm, instead of from elbow, try to move it from shoulder. Okay, you can see my hand, my arm is moving all the way, go and coming back, and my hand actually has a better movement here. So again, instead of drawing like this, look at my hand, look at the circle shape that it's making on tip. But now look at this. Okay, this is way better. Now these are the mistakes that is happening when you're drawing a line. For practice, go have one full page. It's better to go bigger papers, big size of the papers, so you can go from all the way from one side to the other side. Now you can see that is awful. Like the position that I'm sitting right now, it's not that much comfortable, so this line is not good. That's fine. Try it one more time. This one is a little better. One more time. And now that I'm a little more happy with my line, let me try to come back. Wow, look at this. This is not good at all. It means that I'm not comfortable to draw my line from this direction. It means for each line that I'm going this direction, coming back, I have to repeat it, because I'm not that much comfortable on that direction. It means I need more and more practice. Same thing about vertical lines. So fill your paper with vertical and horizontal line. Up to down, down to up, right to left, left to right. When you are 100% comfortable, listen, comfortable, not correct. You are not copy machine, you are not ruler, so you are going to make mistakes. But when you are comfortable with your lines, now you can start drawing angled lines. This way you can improve your line work way, way better.